This story of Amazon's rise from a small online bookstore to a global titan is pretty well known. But here's the thing. Past success is never a guarantee of future wins. So in this explainer, we're not looking back. We're looking forward. We're asking the critical question, what is next for Amazon? So what does the next chapter really hold for a company that has completely changed the way the world does business? Well, the challenges it's facing now are a direct result of its own incredible success. The focus isn't just about growth anymore. It's about how to sustain that dominance in a world that is changing faster than ever. To really get a handle on where Amazon is going, first we have to appreciate where it is right now. And today, the company is operating from an absolute peak of market power. It's an empire. And let's be clear, its influence goes way beyond e-commerce. It's become a force that literally shapes entire industries, economies, and even the daily habits of hundreds of millions of people. Amazon's power really rests on three massive interconnected pillars. Of course, you've got its e-commerce business, where it all started. Then you have Amazon Web Services, which provides the cloud infrastructure for a huge chunk of the internet. And connecting it all is an unbelievably sophisticated global logistics network. The crazy part is, each one of these is a dominant business all on its own. And this is the real tension of our whole discussion. How long can any of this last? I mean, history is just filled with stories of empires that seemed completely invincible right up until the moment they collapsed. Being on top creates its own new and very powerful challenges. Being that dominant, well, it creates a lot of external pressure. The first of these pressures comes from two big areas: competition and regulation. As the biggest player on the field, Amazon suddenly finds itself having to defend its position on a whole lot of fronts. Now, the competition isn't just one single threat. You've got the traditional retail giants like Walmart, who are using their massive store footprint to build a really powerful online presence. Then you have international powerhouses like Alibaba, who totally dominate key Asian markets and are growing their own cloud services. And all the while, you have these smaller, nimbler tech startups that are constantly looking for a weakness in Amazon's armor. And it's not just commercial rivals they have to worry about. When any company gets this big and this powerful, you can bet governments are going to start paying very, very close attention. Success on this kind of scale, it just naturally leads to a whole new challenge: regulation. Right now, governments all over the world are taking a hard look at big tech. They're asking some tough questions about data privacy, about market dominance, and about whether Amazon's marketplace is really a level playing field for smaller sellers. These regulatory headwinds could be a huge roadblock to future growth. But the pressures on Amazon aren't just coming from the outside. The company is also facing some major internal challenges that are a direct result of its own enormous size. I mean, just think about it. If you're a small company, doubling in size is hard, but it's possible. But when you're one of the biggest companies in the world, to get the same percentage of growth, you have to find billions upon billions of dollars in new revenue. The law of large numbers really starts to work against you. And this connects directly to us, the customers. Amazon trained all of us to expect more. 2-day shipping became 1-day shipping, which then became same-day delivery. The bar is just constantly rising. And trying to meet those incredibly high expectations all across the globe is an immense operational and financial burden. And here's the ultimate irony, isn't it? The company that became famous for disrupting entire industries, books, retail, computing, you name it, is now the established incumbent. It's now vulnerable to the very same forces of disruption from some new technology or clever business model that it once used against everyone else. So with all these challenges piling up, what's the game plan? How does Amazon possibly stay ahead? Well, it's doing exactly what it has always done. It's making massive, long-term bets on technology. Its future strategy really boils down to 3 core pillars. First, artificial intelligence. It's being used to optimize pretty much everything, from managing inventory to planning delivery routes. Second is automation, especially with robotics in its warehouses, which is essential to managing the complexity of its scale. And both of these feed directly into logistics, with the ultimate goal of creating an even faster, even more efficient delivery network. This is their answer to the challenges. Okay, so this brings us to the final critical question. We've seen the peak they're at, we've seen the challenges, and we've seen the strategy. But what does it all mean for the years ahead? At the end of the day, Amazon's future is absolutely not guaranteed. Its continued success is going to depend entirely on its ability to navigate this incredibly complex environment. That means they need to constantly innovate to stay ahead of new disruptors, and they have to strategically adapt to handle all the regulatory and competitive pressure. So this is the big question we're left with. Will these huge bets on AI and automation be enough to defy the gravity of its own size and all the pressures closing in? Or is Amazon, like all the great powers that came before it, finally approaching the natural limits of its own expansion? And maybe that's the most important takeaway of all. The very same forces of competition and innovation that Amazon used to build its empire are the exact same forces that ensure no single company can dominate forever. In business, the game is never truly over.
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.